everybody. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Superty duper.
Superty duper? Yay. Is there anybody here for the first time that's never been here before? I'd like you to, let us know you're here. Peggy?
Yes.
Hi, Peggy.
We met. How are you?
Hi.
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, we met in New Hampshire.
We did.
Oh yes, you and your husband. You danced with me at City Hall. Does everybody remember that? That video? They were traveling in their van, and your husband spotted my van. That's Lulu's van. You could tell by those side panels on my roof. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was
you doing?
good. I'm glad you're here, Peggy.
Thank you.
Good.
We're glad you're here too.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else here for the first time? Just unmute yourself. And Terry?
Yes, that's me.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Where are you dialing in from?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
From their Maryland crew.
Yeah. Oh, good. And Peggy, you're from Texas, correct? Am I right?
Yes.
Do I remember correctly?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, just south of Houston.
Okay. Good.
So we're getting those hot temperatures too, but not 105 like Florida.
Yeah. Goodness. So welcome, Terry. Glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here. I'm telling you, I'm a hot mess, and I got to get straightened out.
Oh,
so, that's a good group.
this is the perfect spot for you. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. It's never too late to just get out of that hot mess.
Yep. I said I'm going to listen in and see what you gals are doing and get on board the train here.
Good, Terry. That's a good idea. That's the best idea you've had.
Yep. Thank you.
Good. Is there anybody else here for the first time? Just unmute yourself and let us know you're here. Okay, we're ready to rock and roll.
Hello and welcome to Lulu's Way Healthy Food, Healthy Life. My name is Nicole and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be your co-host this evening. To keep this meeting free from distraction, we ask that all in attendance please mute yourselves unless you're speaking. We also ask that you keep the video mode turned off if you are doing anything other than sitting and participating in this meeting so that we can minimize distraction. In this community, we gather to support, encourage, and inspire on the benefits of nutrition, weight loss, wellness, and the joy that comes from choosing to serve yourself well. We are not medically trained, nor do we have formal training in nutrition. We come together here for the sole purpose of providing support, sharing experiences, and promoting a healthy lifestyle. It may be wise to check with your healthcare professional with any dietary suggestions or advice you receive from this group discussion, particularly if you have health challenges. Individuals in this group may have different ideas on how to eat healthy. Just figure out what works best for you and do it your way. Our meeting format involves rotating through a series of important topics, focusing on the needs and interests of our members. These topics include food preparation, motivation, meal ideas, traveling, socializing, challenges, non-scale victories, maintenance, and general Q&A. We will fully explore one topic before moving on to the next, continuing this rotation until the meeting concludes. The following week we'll resume with the topic where we left off. So this week our topic is maintenance, and I just wanted to mention that next week we're going to have a special topic because Lulu will be at her meetup. So next week we're going to talk about getting started, and we can all share how we got started, what it felt like when we got started, and maybe if anyone who is new, what they're experiencing as they start, and any challenges. So just so you know, that will be a special edition next week. But tonight's topic is maintenance.
Right. So about maintenance, so we can all share on our maintenance, people that are in maintenance. It gives people that are still on the journey, an idea of what life after reaching goal looks like, and what it can look like, which is different than any other way that I've done it before, because the way I've done it before is I just went back to eating the way I was eating before. I thought I would just eat less. I just thought I could go back to those foods and just eat less, and it never, ever worked. Never. In decades. So for decades it didn't work. So this has been about a decade that I have been in maintenance. And also, anybody, feel free to raise your hand and get in the queue to speak if you have a question about maintenance, if you're close to maintenance and your feelings about it, or if you just have any questions about it at all. So it's not like you have to be in maintenance to raise your hand and talk about it. So, it's been, I've been following this food plan. April made 11 years. So I've been at goal for a long time. I've been in my range for a long time. Sometimes I get out of the range. Sometimes I'm below range and I have to work on getting in it. Sometimes I get above range and I work on going. But it's never because I'm messing around with food. Ever, ever. That's never why. It's like my body's changing, my activity is changing. Just sometimes I can't even explain it. Like, I don't know why I went like way below my goal, my range once. Like, this was maybe a couple of years ago. I was like, how did that even happen? Like, I got in like the 120s. Like, I was never in the 120s. I don't think when I was like in 6th grade, I don't think I was in the 120s, So, but I did, and I can't really explain it, but I just added more food. And then, within a year, that added food was putting weight on me. Like, and so then I had to kind of reel that back. So you just keep tweaking, and you tweak from this end, and then you tweak from this end. You end up at a plan that's going to keep you for a good amount of time. It's not like you're tweaking your plan every month. So right now this one's really working for me. There is just nothing like being at your ideal weight and feeling really, really healthy, and you just keep doing it. Like, you're not on that crazy train anymore. Like, I don't want to be on the crazy train, where I'm just constantly thinking about, what I should, I can have that because I went to the gym, or, I'll just have one, but no, and I'll just have two, okay, then I'll go to the gym again twice tomorrow to make up for it. And then, I got to start again. Okay, I'll start Monday. And then, Monday night I'm eating something. Okay, I'll start next Monday. Or I'll wait till the holidays are over. This is like for Halloween. I'm talking about all the holidays. I'm going to wait for all the holidays to be over, right? Months. And I'm going to start on New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolution. For 10 years, 11 years, I haven't had a New Year's resolution, because when I want to change something, I change it. Something about myself. But this was always top of the list. And it was always something like, look what happens, like, Weight Watchers or the gyms. They're all jam-packed in January. Everybody's going to do this in January. You got to wait in line at Weight Watchers. And then, go in February. Then the lines are all thinned out again, because that's the nature of addiction, where you just, you don't want to eat, and then you can't not eat, like, I don't want to, but I can't not do it. I can't not do it, because every time I look at myself, I'm doing it again, So I just had to get really, really clear. I had to get really clear, and I had to be honest with myself. That's going to be my biggest piece of advice today. Get honest with yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I've got a problem with food. I don't eat like a normal person. So in order for me to change what I want to change, I want to change my body size. I want to change the state of my health. I want to be more content and happy. I don't want my head filled with food and eating and not eating. Like, when I'm eating, I wish I wasn't, and when I'm not eating, I wish I was. I'm always wishing for something else. I'm just never in the moment, just enjoying life, because I got food pulling me in either direction. So I just say, I had to get really honest with myself. I said, I don't eat like normal people. I don't, and I would probably bet my life on it that I never will. Like, I don't think that's gonna change about myself. I've just seen it too many times to just start telling myself those lies again and those stories that, like, you know, it will be different this time. It's just like if I even thought that, I would just laugh at myself. I was like, I'd be like, you know, what a bullshit artist you are, you know. And so I just, you know, I can't do it anymore. I can't say it anymore. I know, like, you know, being brand new to this, and we'll talk about this next week, getting started, you know, when you just, you got all these foods that you're eating all the time, which is probably not broccoli and Brussels sprouts and tuna fish and, you know, plain rice. I mean, it's probably not that. And all those things, imagining them going away, and it's just like, it's almost like there's kind of like a mourning where you just kind of, you have to kind of mourn them and just say, you know, like, sure, they taste good. They're my go-tos. Those are my favorites. Like, I love potato chips, and I love ice cream, and I love, you know, cake, and I love fried food. You know, that was my biggest thing, was fried food. I just wanted everything, you know, dunked in batter and fried crispy, and I just, like, didn't even matter what it was. It could be like my friggin' shoe, and I'd probably eat it, you know. So, you know, the best thing I did was say goodbye to that stuff. I just said goodbye to it all. And I don't feel deprived. I feel like I've gotten a gift that is beyond value. That you get to a point when you stay in it, and you keep this mindset, and you stay honest with yourself, what happens is, and I know it's hard to believe, I didn't believe it either, you don't even want it. You don't even want it. I love my meals. I love everything I cook and everything I eat, because when I eat, I'm hungry. I've grown accustomed to all this food. I love everything about it. And you know, I'm human. So, like, you know, if I see somebody licking an ice cream cone, I think, like, oh yeah, that looks good. And I remember that. I remember licking an ice cream cone. And but, you know, I mean, what's the measure of joy, you know? That 5 minutes licking an ice cream cone, or just sitting here in a normal sized healthy body, not be like, I just know that lick of ice cream would just lead me down the tunnel. And then it would be just like, my whole life, it would be like a shade was drawn in front of me. It would just be like lights out for Lulu. It would just change the whole game of my life, which is peace, joy, and I feel just happy. I feel content. That's just it. It's a contentment. It's a contentment that you can't get from food. You can get it for like a minute. You know, you can get it for like 10 minutes maybe, if you're sitting down to a big, unhealthy, awful meal that's just delicious, that you're treating yourself to, you know. But it doesn't last. This is lasting joy, but you just got to get that whole lifestyle behind you, and it has to be, you know, I mean, we'll talk about this next week, you know, about getting started and stuff, but I'm just saying that, like, these past 10 years have been the best 10 years of my life. It's just so hard to knock me down. You know, because I sought the truth about me and my relationship with food, and just keep staying in that truth, the more I was able to get truthful about other things in my life that are not serving me well. And you just continue to dig for truth, and you continue to find truths. Oh, this person doesn't serve me anymore. I need to eliminate this person from my life. Oh, you know, smoking. I let the smoking go and the drinking go. It's just like it just all went, you know? And then you introduce all these new, wonderful, healthy things, like coming here to this meeting. It's a wonderful thing to do, you know? Instead of sitting down in front of the TV, watching a TV show, eating something, you know? Like we come here. And so like I said, I just really encourage honesty, honest with yourself. And you have to want this more than you want the food. So if you start this and 2 days later you find yourself eating something off plan, that's because you wanted that more than you want what all these people are going to be talking about tonight that have come here faithfully every week. And this could be you. This could be you. If it's not you yet, it could be you. They've been coming here faithfully for 2.5 years. They've taken off tremendous amounts of weight, and they're in maintenance, and they're here to tell you about their lives. And we just want everybody. I would love this to be a whole screen full of maintainers, and we could just talk about maintenance every week. And that could happen. We could all just be on maintenance. How cool would that be? You know? And we would just maybe just change the whole direction of our topics, and we would just all be living this sweet, sweet life. It's just sweet. If you've suffered from food addiction and you've been ruled by food for decades like I was, and then you get this freedom, like it's so sweet. It's just so sweet. I didn't feel this good when I was 25, you know. When I was 25 years old, I didn't feel this good, you know. I just feel good, like right behind my eyes, I just feel good, you know. It's like this vibrancy, this brightness. And I think that anybody that's following this plan, even if you're not at maintenance, because it doesn't take long to get this good feeling, brightness feeling. It takes, give it like a good month. You got a good month under your belt where you're not fighting with the food anymore, so you don't got that stuff going through your head. You're in a little bit more peaceful place. You start seeing results, and trust me, you're going to start feeling so good. You're going to get addicted to that instead. And it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. And I'm just so grateful for all of you that show up. I'm grateful. I'm just so thrilled at all of you people. It just brings tears to my eyes. You people that have been here and you're doing it, and you see what I've been talking about. Like you're living it. You're like, oh, this is what she said the first day I showed up. And it's true. Isn't it true? Raise your hand if it's true. There you go. So, okay, I'll shut up now. I could talk about this for like the whole hour, but I'll be quiet. Anyway, so thank you so much for listening. Thanks for being here. And I am just absolutely thrilled. Just thrilled. Thank you.
Thanks, Lulu. Well, Liz is going to be first, but I wanted to just pull up a slide to show you.
Hi, Liz.
Hi everyone. Okay.
Oh, so you're celebrating. What are we celebrating, Liz?
Yeah, well, I thought, I wanted to give myself just a thankfulness and gratefulness, like when they landed on the moon and they stuck the flag and they said, we did it. And I wanted to do that for myself because we did it. I have spent my whole life trying different diets, what could work, right? And once you find something that works, I'm locked in, okay? Why would I want to walk away from this? My body loves it. My body loves it. I spent 10 years following a food plan and even paying money to belong to a group, a food plan that kept me away from diabetes because my father had diabetes and I had gestational diabetes. And I said, I don't want diabetes. And so I followed that food plan, and that's true. For 10 years, I did not develop diabetes, but I couldn't lose weight. I mean, I lost maybe 15 pounds, but then after that, that was it. Okay. And so I accepted that because I was in menopause. And so the going belief is that I, of course, believed it. I accept myself and I love myself for where I am, which is the picture on the left. And I will live my life this way at least I'm not developing diabetes, because my father, he had so many complications in his older life because diabetes was the underlying problem. So, I mean, you even get the flu and it throws you off. I mean, he would get hospitalized because he had the flu. So anyways, I watched that and I made that promise to myself. So I lived my life believing that I'm in menopause and this is how I am, until this person came on YouTube. I was learning about vans, and her name was Lulu. But before that, it was Lent, and we in my faith, my Catholic Christian faith, we observe Lent, and this small still voice in me said, give up bacon for Lent. And I wasn't about to give up bacon for Lent. This was not my idea, because bacon is part of my food plan that keeps me away from all the junk that is offered at work. Celebrations, there's always something. Donuts, I mean, there's always something. So I would allow myself 2 strips of bacon every night as my dessert. That was my dessert. So that still small voice, I decided to obey it. And then I went through Lent praying and started to learn more about what maybe I should be eating differently. So I was logging things, and I cannot believe how high fat I was eating and how low protein I was eating, like hardly no protein at all, right? Because it was all fat. I was eating so much fat. So my body wasn't able to heal or do anything, because it was just like keeping everything alive with that way of eating. So I started, learning more, and that's when this, I started eating healthier, and that's when this YouTube video came up, and I think it was about March. It was about vans, and so I started, watching her, and I could see she's making that van important because of the way she eats, and that's important to me. If I'm going to be traveling, and I was going to Maine a lot to see my mom, who was in her 90s. So that's another reason why I wanted a van, to be able to just go up there and come back. And the thing is, eating was important to me. Eating right was important to me. And this lady, that's like the priority is eating. So I was watching, and then she released the food plan. And as soon as she did that, I said, that's it. I'm going to try this. And I did, but at first I could not do the 1 pound. I was at 12 ounces of vegetables. And I worked my way, after some months, I worked my way into those vegetables. And my body was just shedding weight. It was just shedding on its own. All I was doing is following this food plan, and my body was taking care of the rest. So people at work would say, what are you doing, Liz? I said, well, I'm eating, by then I was eating a pound of vegetables a day. I'm eating 2 pounds of vegetables a day. I'm following this food plan, and it's working, so I'm locked in. I'm not changing. I'm just doing it. And I just kept doing it until I reached, that's when I learned. We asked so many questions, and Lulu would say, well, so we were marking our month. Every month when we would weigh ourselves, I would mark down what my weight was, and if I had to adjust anything, or, so I had like a journal of information. And when I got to my range, I learned about what that was. I never knew any of this stuff. I knew how to lose weight and follow a diet, but it never lasted. So I never knew about maintenance. How do you do that? But Lulu teaches us. And Lulu, I am so thankful. So now I have been at a year at the same weight. And I'm going to have to keep this shirt because next year I want to take a picture and be on and have another picture of me in that shirt in my same range, because I'm locked in. I'm just locked in, and I'm just so thankful. How do I know that it's good for my body? Well, my body on its own, I say it did it on its own. Really, it kind of did. All I did was I just followed this food plan, and my body did the rest. But just a few weeks ago, I'm a little clumsy, and I broke a glass and I cut my thumb, okay, on my right hand. And I had to apply pressure. I was bleeding a lot. So I had to apply pressure for a while. So it was a little deep. And I Band-Aided and, you know, all of this. And then 2 days later, with the knife, because I do a lot of knife work, cutting a lot of vegetables, I cut myself on the other hand on my thumb. And 5 days later, I went to go show my friend how clumsy I am at work. And I said, what? I was healed. Both of those cuts were completely healed. I couldn't even, I had to look hard to see where I cut myself. People, God made this body to be like a super body, to heal itself. And this is just an example of what your body can do if you're eating the right food. My doctor didn't say anything until 3 blood tests later. And he said, I have never seen anyone with that high of a LDL. And I didn't say anything because I wanted to see 3 blood tests that I thought maybe there was a mistake. But no, it's the same within a couple points, you know, each time. So I'm very thankful. I have no intention on changing. I'm locked in. I love this way of eating, and so does my body. And I'm very thankful for this group. I'm thankful for you, Lulu, for giving of your time and knowledge to us. I think you should write a book. Because for some reason, all the books I bought before never talked about this kind of stuff. So I'll just leave it to the next person now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Liz. And Liz, what's your total weight loss from that first picture?
70 pounds.
70 pounds. 70 pounds.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And all you did was just the food plan that you followed then, and the weight was falling off you. To stop the weight loss and to maintain, you just had to add. You just tweaked a little bit of the food plan. You didn't eat. You just eating the same.
Just a little bit.
The same food plan,
yeah.
Just a little bit more of a couple of little things, and that's really all it takes to stop it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of us that are on maintenance, we're not really eating all that much more than all the people that are on the reducing plan. So it doesn't look like, you know, we're on maintenance and now we're like pigging out. You know, it's like we can't do that, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, I do hear that some people have a really high metabolism and they're having to eat a lot more, but I have a desk job. I am not I don't have a very physical job, you know, and I get my steps in, but I am not at the gym I don't go to the gym or anything. I'm just like a mom, I do housework, and I get steps, but that's it.
You eat according to your lifestyle. Right. Good.
Yep.
Thanks, Liz. You've been such such a strong example of just doing it. And like, I love that. You're locked in. I'm locked in too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. And thank you for sharing those pictures with us too.
Thank you, Liz.
Yeah.
Next we have Ellen.
Hi, Ellen.
We've seen this before, but it's time to show it again, just because she's in our maintenance crew.
Okay.
Makes me cringe.
No. Make you smile. I know what you mean.
It makes you feel
then.
like you will do this because how awful you look before and you just don't really know.
And how you felt too.
Yeah, exactly. So I started maintenance last November. And so the first month of maintenance, I tweaked a little bit of stuff and I stayed the same. So I thought, oh, good, this is going to all work. And then I started continually to lose like a pound or two a month. So I tweaked it again. And so now I have tweaked it enough where I'm up to the men's servings on the plan. And so right, I'm kind of staying the same. I did lose a pound last month or the month before, but I stayed the same this month. So, and I'm such a food hog, I'm going to say that I was already mourning when that food was going to be taken away, because I know that things will change and that I will need to pull back. But and now I don't think about that so much. So I'm hoping that, it's such a mind game a lot of times that now I'm not really thinking about that, because before I was kind of obsessed about that. And I don't think about that so much anymore. So it'll all be fine. It'll just be fine, and I'll keep doing it. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about maintenance except the key to it, which I never had before. The key to it is knowing going in that when you get to where you want to be weight-wise, that it doesn't stop. And that's something I never held that thought before, and that's why it never worked before. So when I first started, I just kept looking at the plan before I started. I typed it out for myself, and I looked at it, and I thought, can I do this forever, or is this, because that's what it's going to be. And already then my mind was turned to the right direction of knowing that it was going to have to be all the time, forever. And so I looked at it. I'd like to know how long I sat and looked at that, and I decided that it was sustainable for me, and completely sustainable. And I've never felt so good, and I don't know when I weighed this last. Probably it was elementary school for sure, so it's wonderful. And so it helps me in so many ways of, right now I'm boondocking in the Rocky Mountains of Montana, and my sister's going to join me, and it's just going to be such a different feeling, and a different, I don't know, just a whole different feeling. And so, but there again, when I packed, the food was first and foremost, and I took an extra cooler. And it was, I had a few problems with battery and fridge and the whole thing. So I was very glad I did that, because I'm not wasting any of that good food. So, but yeah, I still feel the best thing I can say about it is go into it knowing that you're not changing much of anything. I'm the exception probably to many rules, but knowing that I will be dialing it back at some point, because it's not, I won't be eating this way forever. I mean, sure, I love it, but it isn't going to happen, because our bodies change, activities change, the whole works, everything changes. So, yeah, I just don't know of anything else to say about it, except it's absolutely wonderful. And knowing that you can, well, I'm a thrift store shopper too, that you can pretty much pick up that size medium and know that it's going to fit. You just know it will. Where the larger sizes, number one, you didn't find hardly nearly as many choices. And number two, you never knew for sure if it was going to fit or not. Am I an XL? Am I a 2XL? Am I a large? So, yeah, so knowing it's fun. It's like a whole new life has opened up for me. Like I said, I was having issues with my camper battery, and it just didn't even, I had to deal with it, but it didn't even faze me. It just, where before I probably would have gone into a tizzy or something, but it didn't even faze me because I have this anchor of feeling good and knowing that that's my anchor, is my food plan and doing it every day. And I just love it.
I love that, Ellen. It's your anchor.
Yeah, it really is.
That's a gem. It's an anchor in life. It really is. It's that solid thing that you have. Because because that's such a big problem, because it affects your size, which affects how you carry yourself through life. It affects your health, your joints, everything. So when you've got that anchored, that's why that little stuff that happens, like if something happens to the battery on the cooler, you're just like, oh, I got to take care of that, And I just, I call it it's kind of like a new design for living. I don't even call it like a new lifestyle, because, you can still do a lot of the things that you've done before. I just say it's just a new design, like everything is redesigned. So as you're in the losing phase, you're seeing that design, and as you're changing the design of your life and how you're going to socialize and how you're going to make it a priority and all that. It's just, when you're thinking about putting all this time and effort into it, if you're lucky, it will be for life. I always say, like, people say, like, you're gonna do that for the rest of your life, like you're never gonna have a piece of birthday cake for the rest of your life. And I always say, if I'm lucky, I won't, but I might, and it won't end well. I know it won't end well, so I just every day that I'm doing this, I don't feel even a little bit deprived. I feel like I've got a gift. Now, Ellen, what is your total loss?
Loss to my original ideal weight was 62 pounds.
62 pounds.
And that was from March last year, March to November.
March to November.
So,
okay, so
and I have lost more since, but depending on if I reset.
So so just to explain, like, why you're on the men's plan, which is a lot of food.
It is.
Her weight was just kept going down. You were thinking it was because of your activity. Maybe it was you were extremely active at that time and things are slowing down for you now. So right now you're just making some tweaks and you're trying to get back into your range from you went under, and that's happened to me before. And you know what you do? You just say, great, I get a whole pile of food, and then just enjoy it until it starts putting weight on you and you start going the other way, and then you just reel it back in, So So,
right, and I haven't changed what I'm doing for 3 or 4 months now. I've been on the men's plan. I haven't changed any amounts of anything. So, we'll see how long it takes
it's
for
the
it
men's
to
reducing
get
plan.
backwards.
Yes. So it's the men's reducing plan. It's not like the men's maintenance. Yes. So it's what a man would follow to, which is just a little bit more than of each of the categories than we have.
Except the veg is the same.
Except the veg, and the oil's the same too, I think. Too.
And if anybody wants to write a book about their weight loss journey, I have a great title, and we're all girls here, so everybody will get it. The title is From 4 Hooks to 2.
From 4
hooks. If you think about it.
From 4 hooks to 2.
Yeah.
How come I don't get it?
Bras. Yeah.
Oh! Oh, okay.
That came to me one day, and I thought, well, if somebody ever writes a book about it, that would be a good title.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels so good, especially in this heat. Doesn't it just feel so good to just, because I struggled in heat. Oh, being overweight and hot. Oh, God. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. And I did notice last winter that I was just freezing all the time. I was cold. And so I thought, well, I hope that carries through to the summer, so I am not bothered by the heat so much, and it has.
It has. It's not as much.
I still sweat, but I don't feel oppressive. That oppressive, can't handle it kind of
Yep.
deal. So
Yep.
yeah, and my sister and I are going to on Sunday. It'll be a trek up a mountain, and I'm not sure. I read somewhere where it was like almost half a mile gain of altitude. So that'll be a real test because I'm a flatlander. I don't do that. So anyway,
Yeah.
it'll be fun. It'll be fun
See
to
what happens. See if you can keep your breath and see how that feels. Yeah.
Yep.
I have a
'Cause
feeling. I have a feeling
yeah.
you'll just hike right up that hill, no problem, Ellen.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, because it's going to be higher altitude, like 9,600 feet too. So
yeah.
it'll be interesting to
Yeah.
see how I react to that. So yeah.
Yeah, good.
But
And
yeah.
so, and does your sister eat? Will she eat what you eat?
Yes, she will. She will. She's a Weight Watcher from way back. She used to be a leader, the whole thing,
Oh.
and does pretty well. Fluctuates somewhat, but she's always been my smaller sister, not my younger sister, but my smaller sister.
Right. Well,
And so she doesn't fully know how I'm doing this. She knows that I've lost all the weight, but she doesn't know. But she's about to get educated because when she gets here, she'll
see the scale come out. The scale will come out, and she'll be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, she'll be fine with it. She'll be absolutely.
That's good.
She'll be thrilled. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
It's so good to
fun.
have you here, Ellen. I know you've been here since not quite the beginning, but very close to the beginning. I think we started in December, the very last week in December, and I think then you came in March. I think that was it.
Yeah, and I didn't say anything for several meetings.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't know how to run Zoom. So once I figured it out, then yeah. So don't let that hold you back, because if I can learn it, pretty much anybody can. So don't let that hold you back. Just participate, because it really does help.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ellen.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're such an inspiration.
Well, thank you.
An amazing inspiration to everybody here.
Yeah, and I just thank you so much for sharing what you share, because it would have never happened otherwise.
Right. Good.
So thank you.
Good. You're welcome.
Thank you, Ellen. Just so darn exciting.
I know.
Next we have Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
Hi Lulu. Hi Nicole. Hi everybody. I've lost a total of 63 pounds and I'm on maintenance, and I went under my range for a minute and added 0.2 ounces to all the categories every meal and got back into my range, and I'm just staying on that 0.2 extra on everything to get up to the middle of the range again. I started that in April of 2024. So that's where I am today. But I have a story I wanted to tell you that just happened yesterday. I have this group of friends that we call ourselves the Divas, and they had a birthday celebration for me yesterday, and the day before, all this texting is going back and forth. What's your favorite birthday cake? And you bring the cake, and I'll bring this, and I'll bring, so everybody's bringing food. Now they know, they've been told I'm on this food plan and this is the way I eat now. But because I shouldn't say we all, I have a history of not staying on a food plan, not sticking to, 1 minute I'm on it and 1 minute I'm not. And then, so, I'm sure they're just thinking I'm not still on that old thing. And so, we're just planning this. And I told them, hey, this is the kind of cake. And they brought ice cream cake and they brought all these foods and everything yesterday. And the hostess was really concerned about me. You're not eating. Why aren't you? And I, I'm on this food plan. I only eat 3 meals a day. Well, these aren't meals. This is just, and there's healthy, there's apples, and she was really concerned. And I said, I just don't, I can, yeah, but I just don't.
There you
Yeah,
go.
but
Yeah.
I just am enjoying all of your company. And Lulu, thank you for teaching me what to say, how to handle these situations. I feel that is where I found freedom, is in learning how to not feel uncomfortable in eating the way I want to eat. But I just found humor. In fact, I think at one point everybody there was finding it to be pretty humorous that the hostess was so concerned. And guess what? She brings me a slice of cake when it came to cake time and puts it in front of me. So I sat there and I talked and I visited and I sliced it all up. And I played games with it. It was I just had the best time. And then when somebody else was talking, I picked it up and put it in her freezer so she will find it. It's ice cream cake, and she'll find her little slice of extra ice cream cake in her fridge. But I just really thoroughly enjoyed the gathering. And even if it was, there was a lot of conversation about the way I'm eating, it was okay. And then afterwards, I felt like I just feel like I've reached I broke through a wall of some kind. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't bother me. I enjoyed it. I had so much fun with it all. So I don't know when that happened or how that happened, but I'm just grateful to be living the life I want to be living and enjoying it.
Yeah. I'm so happy for you, Sherry.
Also, I did my first thrift store buy.
You did?
And I have clothes I bought at the thrift store. They're fabulous. I mean, it's amazing what you can find in there.
You never went before?
It's gorgeous. Yeah, that's my new thing.
Oh, you never went before?
No, but now my daughter and I are going to go. I mean, we're in it now.
You're locked in.
I'm locked in. And I've always wanted to. I know, like a year ago, I was talking about having a LULU'S Way party, and I've always wanted to do that. And life kind of turned upside down for me for a while. I forgot all about it, never did do it, and now I'm thinking about it again. I'm thinking I'm going to have the divas over for a LULU'S Way party, and I'm going to weigh out all their food and give them a fabulous Lulu meal.
Put on a video from one of the meetings. That's what you can do.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. I'll do that. Okay.
Teach him the dance. Teach him the dance.
Oh, that'll be a really fun part of the party. Yeah.
Yeah, teach them the dance and then take a video, send it to me. I'll put it in one of my videos.
Okay, I will do that.
I'll put you all on YouTube.
That'll be so fun.
Yeah. Well, it's been such a delight having you with us, Sherry, and you've done so well. And I do remember, we'll talk about next week. I hope you're here next week when we talk about getting started, because I remember when you were getting started, you had a lot of questions and a lot of how is this going to really work? How is this feasible? It involved other people, what other people were how it was going to affect other people, your family and stuff. And you just worked through it because you wanted it. You wanted it bad. Yeah. And you got those 60 some odd pounds off, and look at you. You're a picture of health. Love it.
Yeah, thank you, Sherry. Okay, I am going to share my screen again because we are going to hear from
Helen.
Helen. Yes.
Look at Helen, skinny mini Helen. Look at you. Look at you. Wow. Look at how tiny you are in those jeans. You're a little itty bitty. Wow.
And that was a little bit ago.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So have you gone down more?
I actually have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a few bullet points here.
Yeah.
So I'll start at the top. My first one was satisfaction with my plan. And when we started this, I thought, how am I going to get through an evening without my bedtime snack and my snacking with TV and my sugar treats? And once I committed to the plan, it wasn't a problem because I wasn't hungry. And my chamomile tea I have all the time really helps fill that void when I do feel like I want something. And of course, Barb brought that up a long time ago, and it was the biggest help to me. Which actually, I'll just go right into that. It's another bullet point, was coming to these meetings gave me so many ideas and things that helped me. It helped me with the tea. It helped me with mantras or little words that stuck in my head, like tonight's is locked in. I like that. Cat food, not my food. I don't snack, saying I don't, not I can't.
Yep.
And the other one was, nope, that was it. Not my food again. So those things, though, really have come to keep me on track. But they all came from the meetings. And we talk about sometimes, speak up, let yourself be known.
Yeah.
That also made a big difference. It's one thing to listen to the video, which is wonderful. It's another thing to participate in the meeting, because it just adds that another layer of commitment and belonging. And we say we're a community, we really are. And it becomes more so the more time we spend together and the more weeks you come. And I had been through 2 other health challenges, and both had given me nutrition plans, and there was no follow-up. This is the follow-up. So they didn't work, this does. And I'm so pleased about that. So I'll check that one off. Oh, fun fact. So activity level. When I first started, I was not really doing anything active. And Lulu challenged me to say, every evening, put on my song and do my dance. And that'll be the start of you moving a little bit. And I've gone from that to now, I bike for a half hour on my stationary bike 3 times a week. I do weights 3 times a week on a little video. And I just started this ball core exercise that another member of our group suggested, and it is so much fun, and it's actually very good for me. And it doesn't take that much time. It's just habits build on habits. So start with day 1 with the food, and who knows where it will lead. So all of those things combined have just made a huge difference in my life. So physically, I feel great. Can't wait for my next doctor's appointment, which I didn't used to be able to say that, but I'm hoping for good results. My biggest challenge has been tweaking the plan once I got within what I thought was my range, and finding my range. So I had pulled up the Mayo Clinic's range and found the middle of it and did 5 pounds around that and said, there's my range. Well, I hit that range in January. And then I fell below that by April. And so then I said, okay, the lower part of the Mayo Clinic's range is this X number, and now I've fallen below that. So now I actually do need to put on a couple pounds. And I think what it is for me is I'll add a little bit and I'll tweak, and I'm so comfortable with the reducing plan that I go right back to it. And I don't keep adding. Or whatever tweak I make in the beginning of the month, I fall off of it. So I have to work on maintaining that. And it's so funny too, because with the scale, my scale has a click when I start it and when I zero it. And it's almost like a positive click, like I'm training a dog. Click. So I have to, okay, I got this. So I had the my one question now, when I finish here, is that when tweaking your plan, I was going to add a little to my grains and a little to protein. And then I thought, well, maybe I need more protein. And then I keep sliding back and forth, and I can't seem to find the balance. So that's what I'm playing with on that. So let's see. The supportive husband, I have to give him credit, was helpful, because he doesn't care if I don't eat what he wants, and I can have mine. And he even weighs it for me sometimes. So, I mean, it doesn't get better than that. And that's it. That's what I have. So anyway, like everyone says, thank you again so very much, because you've changed my life. I feel wonderful. I'm going hiking next week, and I know it will be so much easier and better than the last time I went, which is in these pictures.
Wow.
Oh, gosh.
And all this, and you're going hiking, and all this started with just doing the dancing to my song every night.
Yeah. So true.
And look at you now. Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you. So
Strong.
So you know, you got to make these food tweaks, and you got to do them. You got to remember them. I know what you mean. Sometimes I have forgotten before. Like I'll be like, oh, I'm going to add, you know, 2 ounces to my grain. Just say, that's just an example. And then like that next day would go by, it'd be like, I forgot. I wanted to like go back and have it, but you know, we don't do that, right?
No.
And so, you know, sometimes I just got to write myself a note. Like I write, like the container of cooked sweet potatoes in the fridge. I'll just put a little Post-it note on it. Remember to have 2 more ounces. You know, because you know what it is. It's like we know we want it, right? We always want more food, but you get such a habit and such a routine that, you know, you got to sometimes remind yourself to have more, you know? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yes, it's just been terrific. Just terrific. What's your total weight loss?
53.
53. Wow.
Never thought I could do it. I'm so pleased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so great. Oh, my God.
Makes everything easier.
Yeah. Life is just so much easier. You don't have to be thinking about what you're going to have or what you're not going to have, and what you should have, and what you deserve, you know, all that crazy talk. I deserve this. I deserve to hurt myself with food. Like, I don't think so. I don't deserve
Now,
it.
I started in April of 24, and the food tastes just as good now as it did then, maybe even better.
Yeah. Yeah, because we keep getting new ideas of things to make, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's just delish. Yep.
Yep.
Good. Thanks, Helen.
So next we have Kathleen.
Kathleen, the maintenance queen.
I took a picture of me a few years ago, and then I put on the same clothes, the same earrings, and the same scarf, and did a. So anyway, I enjoyed hearing everybody's stories. Wonderful, wonderful, and I can just say here to so many things that were said. I really enjoyed Liz. One of the things you talked about was keeping the same clothes, which I love that. And also, too, I was on another program for 7 years and maintained my weight, but I could never lose. And it was very similar to this, except I could have flour and I didn't weigh my food. And just by doing those 2 things has made all the difference in the world. And plus, knowing how to maintain maintenance and this group has been wonderful. So I'm 68 years old, and my total weight loss since doing this program is 68 pounds. I thought that was funny that worked out that way.
Wow.
I'm not on any medication. Although I never have been, so, you know, that's just been good, I guess, good genes.
Yes.
In May of 22, I was about 225 pounds. My highest was 237, but I don't have any pictures of that. And now today, I'm down to 140. So I started LULU'S Way January 1st of 23. And at that time I weighed 208 pounds. And in January of this year, I hit what I thought would be my goal, which was 145 pounds, which so many people have talked about here, that you think that's where you'll be. And then I ended up continuing to lose. And I felt comfortable at that lower range. So I have stayed at this lower range. I've been able to maintain this weight loss for 3 months. So I've worked it out where I figured it out. The only real changes I made was adding a grain at lunch. And I will also add that I am lactose and wheat and grain intolerant. So it has been a challenge for me to find out what would work. And so my grain is either sweet potatoes, white potatoes, or peas. And that I've been able to maintain with that. And I lost weight eating the things that I found out didn't agree with me. It took me a while to figure all that out, but I feel much better since I figured those out. So, and I still can't do a 16-ounce salad. My digestion just doesn't tolerate it. I do much better with cooked vegetables, and I do 12 ounces. And I did that consistently to lose weight, and I do that to maintain. I can do a small salad, like maybe 6 ounces or 8 ounces sometimes, but I can't do a big salad. I couldn't leave the house. I won't go into the details, but I can't. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Oh, I liked Ellen's comment about an anchor. Yes, it is, because every day you get up and you know what you're going to do again. You don't have to think about it. And I do usually write down in the evening, like what I plan for my next day. I always have food prepped, but then I write down what I'm going to put together. So I have that. I already know when my feet hit the floor, how my day is going to go. And if I'm going to be on the road, if I'm working, I make sure that I make a note that night, to pack my cooler and do that. So anyway, that's my main thing. I haven't really had a problem with maintaining, other than I did continue to lose. That took, like everyone else here has said, it took a couple of months to even out, which wasn't a bad thing. And I liked being at the lower weight, and I've stayed there. So what has changed for me is being able to speak up. I think Helen talked about that too. And I always say that is huge. When you come and you show your face and you say, hello, my name is, you are part of the group. You're on the boat, we're going to claim you. You're ours. And that really, really matters. Because a lot of us maybe have hidden or didn't think that we had a right to be there, maybe because we were too big or whatever. I don't know. I just think that's really huge. And I appreciated you saying that, Helen, too, because that made a huge difference for me when I started to speak up. So before, when I was my heaviest, I didn't have the energy to do much. It was, get up and get through the day and lay on the couch a lot and all that, and just try and not be miserable. I started working again once I started losing weight. I have really nice jobs. I care for people. I have wonderful clients. I joined a gym, started going to the gym. I don't go to the gym right now, but that was a big thing for me, was to get gym wear and get new sneakers and figure out how to do that and then go to work. That was wonderful. I bought a car, and working enough to make payments on a car, and I've got it halfway paid off already. Just the clarity of mind and purpose and knowing what I want to do, that has changed so much. And to feel that you can do you know, once you do this program and you see how you can change your life, like you can change a lot of things. That's been really huge for me. I got my bike fixed that had been sitting in a shed for 10 years, and I ride it every day. I sleep well. I speak up for myself, and I ask for what I need. I know now what I need. I didn't know before what I need. This program, Lulu has showed us how to speak up and say what you need. And I'm like, oh yeah, I need that too. Yeah, okay. You know, and Sherry talking about just letting everybody think you should have a piece of cake, and you're like, all right, I don't think I need a piece of cake. You like, it just, you know what you need, and you're able to advocate for yourself and to speak up. So I think that is my story.
Oh, Kathleen, I love it. I love it. You're a perfect example of a new design for living.
Yeah, everything's changed.
It's just everything changes when you. It's about being in the normal sized body, but it's more about that structure with that one part of your life that was insane, that is now sane, and then just life just shows up for you. You know? Yeah. Wow. Nice work.
Okay, thanks everybody. I enjoyed everybody's story.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does anybody else want to, Nicole?
Yeah.
Tell us your feelings about maintenance, because you're getting close. You're getting
I'm
close.
not close.
No.
I'm not close.
You know what?
You
You
know
know
what?
why? You know why I know you're close? Because it's gonna go by like this. Just like you say, I can't believe I've been doing this for 2 years. You're like, I can't believe I've been doing. Is that how long you've been doing this?
Yeah.
For 2 years.
Yeah, it's been 21 months.
21 months, and you're like, it just.
It flies by.
If you're looking at 2 years ahead of you, before you know it, blink of an eye, you'll be part of the maintenance crew.
I am excited. I love hearing about this, and I have since the first time, you know, one of us went into maintenance, because it's coming, you know. It's just a matter of time. And so I appreciate all of the just hearing about it and knowing like all your experiences about it. But yeah, I think about how, you know, I don't know, like a year ago, I couldn't even imagine this weight. You know, I mentioned last week, I think, that I haven't weighed this since I was 19, you know, and I'm 57. So it's just weird territory, you know, it's weird feeling territory, and yeah, it'll just keep coming. But I'm excited to get there. My dream is to have 3 eggs. You know, that's because every time I make something with eggs, I'm like, oh, where's the first 3? So, you know, I know like that, I just hope that if I get to add anything, it's an egg, and I will be forever grateful. So, of course, I already know what I want to pick, and that's what it is. Some of my sisters are like, oh, I want more green. You know, I'm like, I want that egg.
You want an extra egg.
So
Yeah.
I think about that, but yeah, it's just,
And what's really great, Nicole, is that you can pick the egg. Like we just need to pick for ourselves what we want to add according to what we either enjoy or what we need, what you feel like your body might need. But it's never more like I can have cookies at night, or I can have, you know, I can go out for an ice cream once a week. Like, don't bother with that stuff. It's just gonna interfere and just mess you up. You know, but that's why we can just pick, because whatever we're picking from, all the different categories we're picking from, they're all healthy choices. So it's kind of like whatever you feel like you want or need. It's just, it's the right thing for you.
Yep. And yeah, totally. And I also remember, Lulu, really early on when I took my trip to visit my friends the first time, being on this plan, and you checked on me. But you know, you said something and I saved it. It was just like, and remember, this never has to stop. You know, it was when I was getting my chops, getting on plan, and realizing, well, I really can't have Splenda in my coffee. That's not on this plan. That's not good for me. Those things that were kind of rocking my world in the very beginning. But that stuck out into my mind, like, this never has to stop.
Yeah.
And prepped me for thinking, if I want to keep this, it can't stop, for me. I need to keep it. And so I really do treasure that. Like, just the most beautiful part about this plan and this group to me is it's so honest. It's the truth. I can't dabble and have my health. If I could, that would have already happened by now, at my age. And so it's just so honest. This plan is so healthy, and Lulu, you've just told the truth about, that's not my food. They can have that, but I'm not going to do it. And why? And it just resonated, I think, in so many of our hearts that yes, this is right. This is my story too.
Yeah, and I think everybody just believed me, because they're like, well, there's no gimmick involved. She's not trying to sell food frozen dinners, and I'm not charging money to come here. It's not even about that. It's like, it's just what I do. It's just what I do, and I'm going to just say that it works because it's worked for me. So that's really what I have.
And the other thing I know we all love about you is you do it with no apologies. This is what you're doing. You're taking care of yourself. Yeah. And it's just an example for us too. Like, yes, this is what I'm doing, and I won't apologize. I won't make excuses. It's a really wonderful thing to take care of yourself, and you're really a great example, and you do it no matter what.
Right.
That's kind of crazy. You don't see that very often. People are like, well, it's really kind of crazy to be so committed. Yeah. But it brings so much joy.
I think that's what, people saw with me, is that I wasn't saying like, oh, I'm not going to weigh and measure today. I'm going out to eat today, so I'm just going to have just a normal size, moderate. If I knew how to do moderate meals, I would have been doing that, and I wouldn't have been in this situation that I was in. But I don't have a moderate bone in my body.
I think too, like, what made all the things I tried before impossible was I was really just white knuckling it, because I was still having doses of this and that, sugar and fat, and I was trying to minimize that, but I was like just trying to get through cravings and white knuckling it beyond the initial stage, like on this plan where you just take the sugar away, and you just eat healthy foods. I white knuckled it for a few days, and then after a week or so, it was just, that was gone. Yeah. But like, that's the key too, is like, if you don't want to fight yourself and fight cravings and fight, just fight, you want peace. If you let it go, you get that gift. Yeah. Because feeding it makes it grow, you know what I mean, and keeps it there. So that was just a thing to realize too. Like, the thing we've kind of been sold is moderation in all things. I don't know about that. I don't think so. Not for me.
Yeah. It's like telling an alcoholic to drink moderately. If you have an alcoholic in your life, you would never say, like, you're at a wedding and they're doing a toast, you'd never say, oh, come on, have the toast. You'd be like, don't have the toast. Don't do it. Because you know how that ends for anybody it's just going to spark up the cravings. So this is the same thing with sugar. Sugar's like crack, and that's why you're going to white knuckle it. And that's what I did. I white knuckled it for years, because I was keeping those 2-point Weight Watcher cakes going through my body, just making me want more, and it was always a fight. And I tell you, get the shit out of your body, and I'm telling you, your body just responds to it, and your body loves it, just loves it. And then you don't even crave it. You don't physically, you get rid of physical cravings. You might still get a little kooky ideas, like, of like, it would be nice to have an ice cream, it would be nice to have a pizza, but it's a stupid thought, and then it just goes, it comes and goes. But physical cravings are really those are something that have to be managed, and that's what happens when you're doing these Weight Watcher 3-point snacks. And I remember counting out, Weight Watchers that count out like 8 potato chips,
Mm-hmm.
Who the heck wants 8 potato chips? That's like one mouthful. You know? And
I
I'd
used
be
to
like,
count
what am
out
I doing?
Skittles on Weight Watchers. How many Skittles can I have?
Yeah. Well, I used
nuts.
to like the Weight Watcher plan that fruit was free. That was I don't know if you remember the Simply Filling plan. Like you could go fruit was free, and I just remember I was drinking at the time, so I was like, I drank all my points, and I would eat like a watermelon, and I'd have 3 vodka with diet cream sodas. I liked them really strong, so they were 21 points for all of them. They were 7 points a whack, and then I would eat like a watermelon. It's just like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That was a good idea. I thought I cracked the code, And then cream of wheat was free on the Simply Filling plan too. It's like who wants to overeat cream of wheat until you figure out how to make pizza dough out of it. Then you get pizzas, all the pizzas you want. See, that's where I'm coming from. So like if you're kind of have these kind of kooky things with food and depend on it and you're trying to make all this crazy stuff work, just know that it can be a thing of the past. It can just be a thing of the past, and life can just keeps getting sweeter, So Pam had her hand up. We got to hear from Pam because if she's not in maintenance, she's close. She's like right there. She's right there.
I'm right there.
You're right there.
But actually, the thing that triggered me to say something was when you were talking about the fast food. And I guess I was talking to my youngest son and saying that I'm going to have to start figuring out how to stop losing weight now. And he goes, well, just have fast food once a week. And I looked at him and I'm like, the thought of that makes my stomach hurt. And I think about how, after you eat that, then you just want to go to sleep on the couch for a couple hours. And then you wake up feeling all groggy and crappy. I don't feel that way after I eat.
No.
I don't want to feel that way after I eat. So there's that's not even a thought.
Yeah.
Is to try to have something like that. I just never have that after meal.
Yep.
Tired or groggy, and
in fact,
I don't
just
ever
the opposite.
want it again.
In fact, it's just the opposite. It just, I feel like I've just breathed life into myself. I've just given myself a whole bunch of nutrition, and my body's like, let's go for a walk or something,
So I just, when you were talking about the girl eating the fast food, that's what I thought about, because that just happened recently. And I've been just trying to, with the maintenance, I know it's coming, probably September. I'm not going crazy about it. I'm just kind of trying to think. I'm listening to, I like Sherry's thought of a little bits of food, of different things. But I've already had to try to slow things down because I was still losing a lot. So I just have peanut butter or nuts more frequently throughout the week. Trying to do things like that in order to slow the loss down. And that's been successful. So the next step will be figuring out how to stop it.
So for anybody here that doesn't know, Pam has lost 137 pounds. Isn't that, am I right? Am I right?
Yeah, September, 100 and then September will be 2 years.
Yeah, 137 pounds. Imagine how her life has changed. Eating a lot. She texted me the other day. She's like, I'm in Whole Foods. I'm in Whole Foods.
Yeah,
she sent me a picture of the Japanese white sweet potatoes. I was like, look at you. I was like, there's nothing more beautiful than walking in that store and looking at that.
That store was
department.
really beautiful, and if I'm careful, I can enjoy it once in a while.
Good.
Nicole pointed out to look for the clearance, and I did actually get a bag of the purple cabbage, the already shredded, 50% off. So I'm already working the clearance in Whole Foods.
There you go. Excellent.
But I got to see those golden beets. I've been wanting to try those. I've never seen them in my stores anywhere. So
that's just it. at Whole Foods you see things that you really don't see other
Yeah,
places.
so
Yeah,
I'm going to
so-
use it for getting some different things.
There you go.
And,
That's a
and
good
enjoy
idea.
some treats.
And the sale things, yeah.
Yeah, and my clearance sales.
Good for you. And for anybody that, I mean, a lot of us, would use the excuse, oh, it's so expensive to buy healthy food, is so expensive. Well, I spend a lot less money on food than I did in restaurant food. My God, I went out and got my son a dinner for his birthday. So I went out and got him eggplant parmesan dinner and a side of garlic bread. It came to $40. I was like,
restaurants are expensive.
I was like,
they're not cheap.
my God, and I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to spend money on like some nice scallops or, treat myself to something expensive and fancy, I'm like, hell yeah, but anyway, Pam has done 2 videos on following this plan on a budget. She's a pro at budgeting. So if anybody has any struggles with that, just I would go into YouTube and type Lulu's Way, healthy food, healthy life, and then budget, the word budget.
I think we did it, yeah.
I don't think there's the word budget is in any of my other videos, so maybe just Lulu's Way budget, and the 2 videos should show up, and just really good information from.
Yeah, and then if you have questions, you can message me beyond that if you'd like. It's fine.
Yeah.
For any little secrets on how to find food banks or anything like that. Just have to look.
Yeah,
you have to really. Sometimes you have to really be committed to looking for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody asked me this week in one of the comments. They asked me if I ever thought about putting all these videos in a playlist. And you know what I did? I made all my playlists one day. Like I was like a year and a half into YouTube, and I was just like, I should have been doing playlists. And people are saying you should have playlists. So I made playlists. Then I had to go through at the time there was probably like 300 videos, and I had to assign them all playlists. So I just did healthy eating. So I put all these in healthy eating. And then when I do my cooking ones, I put those in healthy eating. So the healthy eating is kind of a mishmash of healthy eating. But I should probably have the healthy food, healthy life ones separate in a separate playlist. That would be a really good idea. Yeah. So that would just be a project, because I think I have
another project for you.
Yeah, because I think I have
you don't have enough.
I think I have like 600 videos now, so I got a lot of videos to go through to do that. But yeah, I'll put that on my list.